everybody, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are focusing in and zooming in on what I'm going to call the wounded lifestyle. The victim lifestyle. The victim and position, the template, the blueprint for your life that always puts you underneath, that always puts you as a target. The one who is always vulnerable, the one who is always attracting really those individuals who violate, perpetrate, and take advantage of you. And that really, I find, is what most people really arrive at that conclusion when they have been in a relationship with a narcissist, a borderline, or a psychopathic individual. A cluster B personality disordered person who has a pathological sense of self-importance and who will really do just about anything to get themselves ahead, even if it means hurting others, even if it means violating others, even if it means breaking the law intentionally and repeatedly and not learning from their mistakes, living without conscience, living without learning the lessons of how to treat people with courtesy, dignity, and respect, but who really have a really haughty, arrogant, and superior sense of self. And it really means that they are invalidating of other people, harshly judging, harshly criticizing, and really emotionally manipulative. And so really there is really kind of, I would find, until people really arrive at the rigorous honesty, there is sort of a victim lifestyle I see that people engage in, or a habitual set of patterns, behavior patterns, thought patterns, emotional patterns, which find them or get them into this situation. And so, yes, is there work of learning to change and adapt? Yes. Are we adaptable people? Yes. Are we able to change? Yes. Does it take some knowledge and understanding and tools? Yes. So the issue with the victim supply codependent lifestyle is really all about feeling that others are more important than them. That there's a real inequality that they feel about themselves, and oftentimes this is based on lack of faith or belief in themselves and an invalidation of themselves, their intrinsic worth as a person. So they tend to give everything away, give to others. They can be very giving, very generous, but oftentimes feeling that their self-worth is based on their giving. And so what ends up happening is these people eventually, this ends up catching up with them, and it becomes very depleting of them in life, very exhausting. And they feel that they don't have what they deserve in life. They're not where they want to be in life. They have a difficulty receiving certain things. They hold themselves back from certain experiences, certain adventures, certain work opportunities, certain promotions. They don't see themselves in a positive light. They always see others in a more positive light than themselves. The grass is always greener syndrome. The grass is always greener on the other side of the street. The grass is always greener on the other side of the forest. The grass is always greener on the other side. Well, it's time very much to realize that maybe the grass is green on your side. Maybe you do have it good. Maybe it's time for you to take stock of your strengths, your abilities, who you are, and really look at your own life and the fact that you are a healthy, functioning individual, and look at the gratitude that you have within your own personal space. Look at all that you have done, created, and given, and begin to value yourself, but look at and really analyze your lifestyle. And begin to ask yourself the questions, have I been engaging in a wounding lifestyle, a sabotaging lifestyle? And have I been really always kind of overvaluing others and undervaluing myself? And have I been living my life in a state of low self-esteem, whether this has been conscious for you or unconscious? And furthermore, that low self-esteem, what sort of emotions, what sort of behaviors is that causing and provoking in my life? In other words, is low self-esteem causing me to overeat? Is it causing me to sabotage myself in my workplace? Is it causing me to have emotional outbursts where I'm having angry outbursts and it's getting me into trouble? Or it's getting, I'm getting others into trouble. I find that a lot of people who, have this sort of victim mentality, they then really want to, they tend to harbor a lot of resentment for the people who they have been depending on. So they tend to then want to lash out and, and really not take responsibility for the fact that they have, engaged in these sort of behaviors or emotions or mindset in terms of always putting others first, and then wondering why they're not getting it back in return. Because oftentimes, they're not able to receive, or they're not really living in a state of positive self-regard, positive self-evaluation. They're being too conditional with themselves. The very act with which the other perpetrators and violators in their life are treating them, they then internalize that and then hold themselves to such the harsh criticism and judgment and condemnation that they lose self-worth, they lose self-trust, they lose that self-belief, they lose that self-value. And I know that this is very deep information, but I think it's important for you to really look at the cause and then the effect that it creates in your life. So the victim lifestyle really becomes it's very difficult for people to receive. Very difficult for them to receive and own positive messages about themselves. They're constantly wanting to hold themselves back from feeling relaxed, from feeling content, from feeling happy, from feeling peace and harmony, because they're so harshly critical of themselves, or beating themselves up over past transgressions. Holding themselves, like an inner grudge over themselves. Because this happened in my past, I did this, and this makes me an awful person, when that has nothing to do with reality. You're holding yourself back from this sort of victim mentality, which has made an impression on your subconscious, and you're carrying it through many aspects of your life. So it's tainting other areas of your life. Tainting meaning having kind of a negative darkness, a sort of an undergirding feeling of inequality or pain or self-judgment, means it's infecting other areas of your life, or it's affecting other areas of your life where really it needs to be cleared out and really worked through. So the victim, it's a real change of mindset, and it's really an understanding. And it's a real understanding of kind of what it is to be a person, and what it is to suffer this sort of lack of belief, lack of self-trust, and harsh judgment, and really begin to remove those from your thought pattern, from your emotional body, and from really the behaviors that then it perpetrates and continues in your life, that ends up really kind of continuing to self-sabotage you. So it's really using the tool of metacognition to see, how this is playing out or developing or causing motivations in your life that aren't serving you. So this oftentimes, once again, is, put in place or instilled from violators or perpetrators in your life that are narcissistic, borderline, or psychopathic, those individuals who, unbeknownst to you, had created patterns of sabotage, lack of self-belief, lack of self-faith, lack of self-esteem in your life, had perpetrated or planted those seeds, made you to feel, emotionally manipulated you to make you to feel these ways, so you continued the behaviors that would reinforce that in your life. So I kind of call it a blueprint. I call it a template. Basically, like a blueprint, is the drafting board with which you then erect the building. You erect the house. You erect the, it's like the architecture is built on that foundation. So oftentimes, if that is in your foundation, begin to cast it away. Begin to be like getting a new design on your life. Getting a more healed lifestyle, a more healed blueprint to your, a reinvention or a reconfabulation, or really a new design for your life. And that is really what I feel is the healed lifestyle. The healed lifestyle is built on a understanding, a foundation, and a blueprint and a template that you do have the ability to pay attention to your inner guiding system, your intuition, your inner voice, the knowledge that you are inherently good. and that you do have good to give the world, but you also have good to receive. And so you need to really open up your heart and open up your mind to the fact that you need to now let these positive feelings in. And let go of the fear, obligation, guilt, resentment, and anger that has kept you separated from this experience. Because those negative thoughts, emotions, and behavior patterns will push out and not allow you to receive really this sort of experience in life that you are okay. You are enough. You are good enough just the way that you are. And it's not based on conditions or this or that you have now set and dangled on yourself to try to live up to every day. And that if you don't have that, it's like a roller coaster. You have, a lot of these anger outbursts. So let go of that and realize that you do have everything that is required inside. And that once you begin to exist in that space and feel that space, these solutions will begin to come. The self-validation and trust will begin to come. The good decisions will begin to come. The promotions will begin to come. The answers will begin to come. The I am okay and sort of the energetic, the more positive energetic flow will begin to come and flow through your body. And furthermore, you'll be attracted to the healthier people who are validating of you and who are good inherently in nature, and then you'll begin to basically enhance your life through those positive elements versus the narcissistic, borderline, or psychopathic type of individuals who really engage in a lot of different and perhaps unhealthy thought patterns, emotional experiences, negative music, negative experiences, negative judgment and criticism. It's a whole different lifestyle. So oftentimes begin to evaluate and really ask yourself, what sort of feelings, thoughts, behaviors now can I incorporate to give myself a really true healed lifestyle? What does that look like, and how can I engage in that on a day-to-day basis so I can then create the new blueprint, the new template for the healed life and actually do it for good? Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.